We can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Awesome afternoon, everybody. Kyrie John, New York City.
All right, can you hear me? What's up, you guys?
We can hear you. You got a slight echo.
How about that? Is that good? What's up?
Much
What's
better.
up?
Much better.
You guys with me?
Yep, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, great. I'm working through some technical difficulties and my Zoom decided not to work this morning. I don't know, there's some issue with my audio. So I'm making do with what I can. But how are we? How we doing? Happy Friday.
Man,
Happy
tag
Friday,
Manasseh.
man.
What's that?
We are
That
good,
man,
David.
tag Manasseh.
Oh,
And
hey,
tag
Coffee
Manasseh.
Brown in here. Let's go. Okay, great, guys. You know what we're gonna do today? I know we always have our normal flow of things, and we normally get into obviously what I have ready for you. Here we go.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, you guys got my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Guess what? We have a very, very special day today. I'm super excited to be joining forces with my man Julio, um, who literally 30 minutes ago just came away with a solar sail himself. So how about everybody come off mute and give our guys some barks because he's a dog. Julio, welcome to the call. Come on in and everyone come off mute and give our guys some barks. Let's go. I love it. I love it. What's going on, David? How you doing, my brother? What's up, brother? Hey, it's so good to have you and your energy today. I'm really excited to get out of the way and let Julio do his thing. I asked him to come in and be a guest speaker for us today and just to drop some nuggets, just to give you guys a little bit of background. Julio and I met each other just a few weeks ago as we were doing our podcast or a podcast for JC as we were preparing for the day one launch. If you guys remember a few weeks back, and we just clicked because we're cut from the same cloth. This guy is a beast, man. He's been closing solar deals for the last 10 years almost. He's a monster. He's made multiple six figures, probably seven figures during that time. I'll let him kind of give you a little bit of background on what he's been able to accomplish in solar. But I promised you guys that I'd bring as much value to these calls as possible. And so with that in mind, Julio, we have until about 12:30, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time today. So I'm just going to get out of the way because usually we have our flow of things and we're going to get back on track with wins and everything like that after the fact. But I want to just get out of the way and hand this on over to the man of the hour today. He has a ton of experience in solar, and I'm just really excited to learn just as much as you guys are learning from him today. I will be taking notes and learning from my man Julio. So have nothing but respect for you today, brother. Congratulations on the win. And so if you guys want to come off mute and clap it up for our guy Julio, I'll get out of the way and I'll hand it on over to you. So let's go, baby. Let's get this party started.
Thank you, David. Thank you so
All right,
much. Hey,
Julio.
listen, thank you. Thank you. So first of all, David, thank you so much. I am humbled to be part of this incredible core group, which is the door-to-door group, which is what I call it, the Navy SEALs of solar, right? Because we are the ones that are out there on the field, knocking on doors, knocking them down, setting the appointments, closing the deals, right? So it's definitely a pleasure, man, to be part of it. So thank you so much, Mr. Ramos. It's definitely a privilege and an honor. Thank you so much for reaching out. And hey, we're here to help everybody, right? One team, one dream. And like I say it, just build it, right? Just build it. So another thing that I want to say is I want to thank everyone that's here. Obviously, you're here because you are a killer, okay? You're definitely, either you're a killer or you're on your way to becoming a killer, right? Because I know that David told me that there's, quite a few of you that are kind of new to the door-to-door, the door knocking space. So that's what I want to tackle this afternoon, right? I want to tackle, what's the challenges that you're having? What are the challenges that you're facing when you're going out there, when it's your first time, when you're knocking on the doors, right? So when I first started, right, I remember it was about 7, 8 years ago, right? I started traditional door knocking, right? Now, remember, one of the things that I had to remove from myself was the ego, right? Why? Because I've already been successful. I have over 20 plus years in MLM experience, right? I've owned my own network marketing company. I advise big top network marketing companies, right? I made my first million in network marketing. So when they told me, hey, you got to go knock doors, I'm like, what? That don't sound right, man. That doesn't sound right. How am I going to go knock on doors when I was literally just making comfortable money at my house, right? But you know what? That's where you have to be a student of the system and you have to say, you know what? If I want to get where I've never gone before, I have to be willing to do what I've not done before in the past. So I had to remove myself from the equation, right? And remove my ego and say, you know what? If I need to go and I got to knock on doors, perfect. That's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. I'm going to have to go knock on doors. Now, why am I opening up with this? Okay. Why am I opening up with this? Because I had to understand that in order for me to achieve something in the solar spectrum, it's a completely different new opportunity, right? It's a completely new, different gig. So I was not an expert. I didn't know anything about it, right? So I said, you know what? Let me swallow my pride. And the first thing that I did was this. I asked the company at that time, I said, okay, who's your best salesperson here? And they, sure enough, they appointed me to the salesperson. The guy was a monster. He was doing like about 8 to 10 sales a week, right? And I said, okay, can I shadow him? Can I see what he does? Right? Because I know that if I wanted to be the best in solar, I had to learn from the best in solar, right? That's why you're here, you know. David is killing it, right? He's a killer at the doors. He's a killer building teams. He's a
Recording
killer
in progress,
right? He's the killer at the door. So you want to make sure that you learn from him, right? And you pay attention. And one of the things that I did, and for those of you that are taking notes, was I went out there and I cannot stress this enough. I shut up. Okay? I shut up. I listen. Remember, God's given us 2 hands to touch, 2 ears to listen, okay? And 1 mouth so we can speak less, right? So I had to understand that. So what I did was this. I shut up and I just listened and I listened and I listened and I listened. And I was so enlightened when I saw that solar was the easiest sale that anyone can do in their life. I've done it all, team. If it's legal, okay, and it's sales and marketing, I've probably done it already, okay? I've probably done it already, okay, David? And I tell you one thing, brother. I've never seen such an easy transition, such an easy process of sale, right, as it is in solar. Because you have to understand something, everybody, right? Kyrie, right? You have to understand. I had a pleasure meeting you out there at our official lunch. You need to understand that with solar, you're not getting new money with the homeowner. You're not getting new money. They're already spending the money. Okay? Now, I'm giving you that little story, right? So that way you understand. After I saw that and after I listened and I learned, then my business started flourishing. Because I saw how easy it was and I began duplicating myself. I began using all the tools that I had, all the experiences that I had, right, in the past, and all the success, and I started implementing in solar. Okay? Then I started implementing all of that in solar. So you have to understand that from the beginning, like I said, you have to be willing to what? Listen. So now I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of everything, okay? Because I know that David told me that I got into 3:30, all right? And I want to respect the time. Well, it's 3:30 my time. I know it's 12:30 Pacific time, okay? So let me show you this, okay? And I kind of want to open up the mic, right? Because I know that there's, David told me that he wanted to make sure that I cater this to the new person, right? To the new the new builder that's out there, that's going out there and this, doing door to door and that are killing it every day, right? So what are the challenges that you're facing right now when you are knocking in the neighborhood and, you're getting some hurdles? What's happening? Can y'all share with me so I can go back and forth with you? And David, if you want to, you can have anyone raise their hands, and I'll be more than happy to tackle those challenges. Anybody?
Just so you guys know, we have till about 12:30, 3:30 Eastern Standard. So these are precious minutes that we're gonna have with my man Julio. So
Hey,
jump
Julio.
on in. Let's make the most of our time. Let's be quick.
Hey, what's up, David Ramos? Hey, Julio, thank you so much for putting this on today. Much appreciated. So something I actually got the other day was customer had a misconception that they were going to be paying two separate bills. And David's trained on this before, but I need a few more repetitions on how to overcome that objection.
Great question. Great question, Chris. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everyone give a round of applause to Chris. All right. Big man stepping up. Oh, so it's real simple, brother. Okay. So whenever the homeowner thinks that they're under the misconception that they're going to have two bills, is either two things. Either they didn't understand you correctly, right? Or you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to explain that to them to make it clear. Okay. So what do you do when you're knocking on that person's door, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm getting two bills for solar. It's like, look, ma'am. So Mr. Dominguez, let's just role play. Let's say that I knocked on your door, right? And I'm trying to book an appointment with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Dominguez, listen, real quick. I just want to let you know that with this new solar program, what we're trying to do is in all best case scenario, is eliminate that electricity usage that you're currently having with your utility company, okay? So it's not like you're going to have two electric usage consumptions in your bill, okay? You are going to have a bill with a utility company, but that's more likely to be just for you seen the meter outside? Have you seen that meter?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you're always going to have that. You're paying that right now. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. Dominguez. When was the last time that you saw someone come and actually inspect your meter and see what's wrong with your meter and see how they can make your meter better?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, you've never seen them, right? Okay, so you know that they've gone to digital now. So you know that they do this all from corporate, right? So
Okay.
why are they charging you a meter fee? That doesn't make any sense, right? So my job as a solar expert, right, is to help you put that money back into your pocket and show you how instead of two bills, right, what we're going to try to achieve. And we don't know if you qualify for this or not because this is a very special program, okay? This is a very special program. So I want to make sure that if we're able to qualify you for this, that you understand that you're only going to have one electric consumption bill, which is going to be from your solar system, okay? Does that make sense? Is that clear enough, sir?
Yeah, that makes more sense now. Thank you.
Awesome. Great stuff. Give a round of applause to Mr. Dominguez. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, brother.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So as you can see, right, that question is going to come very common because I'll share this with you. In my 7-8 years of experience that I have in traditional solar, right, what I've noticed is this. Majority of the solar salesperson, they're very slimy. They're all about their commission, okay? They're all about taking care of their bottom line instead of taking care of that homeowner, okay? I cannot explain to you, and I know, David, you're shaking your head, right? Because I know you've seen this. Listen, I can show you. I closed a deal last night in California, right? The homeowner, they sent the bill, and you have to see, they told the homeowner, oh, they're getting the best of the best, and they're working on all of this, and the quote was crazy. The quote was insane, right? So as soon as I see that, because I have the experience, I already know this is going to the commission, right? This is going into their, their red line, right? They're increasing their profits, but they're not increasing the homeowner's profit. I was able to beat that quote, slay that quote, give them a better system, actually a bigger system, and then gave them 2 Tesla Powerwalls instead of 1, okay? And I was still able to beat the quote by like an extra like $7,000 or $8,000. So you have to understand that because of that, right? We as a salesperson, right? As a sales professional, right? With Encore and BYLD, we have to make sure that we're always putting our best foot forward and we're taking care of that client right from the get-go. Okay? Right from the get-go. Now, I know that I'm going off track here, okay? But I know that had to be addressed so that way you understand, okay, the norm. Okay? You have to understand what your environment is doing, right? That's why we said, you saw that I posted it. We're on a crusade. And I wanted to say the slimy salesperson, the solar salesperson, because we're also on a crusade to beat that. We have to make the homeowner aware that we are doing the right thing for you, that we are doing the right thing for them, for their family, for their interests, right? So you have to understand that you have the power. So you can ever have the wrong posture. You can ever have the wrong mindset or the wrong mentality, because remember, we have the cookie, guys, ladies, gentlemen, we have the cookie. And because we have the cookie, we're able to be a blessing to those individuals. Now, let's go back, all right? Because I know David told me that we wanted this to gear this for the new person. So let me tell you what my schedule was when I first started in solar. So the numbers are the numbers. You cannot disagree with the numbers, okay? And why do I love numbers so much? Because numbers never lie, okay? Numbers never lie. I know that in my day, if I wanted to book 10 appointments, minimum, I had to knock 100 doors. Minimum 100 doors. So my schedule, for those of you that are door knocking out there right now, okay? For those of you that are door knocking out there right now, and whether if you're doing it full-time, whether you're doing it part-time, right? Whichever way you're doing it, right? That's completely fine, because remember, you are going to grow your business as fast as you want your business to grow, okay? If you want to go fast, make sure that you hook up with David, because he's going to take you there, right? If you want to go slow, then look at the leaderboards and look at the person that's selling the least, and don't copy that guy. Still copy David, right? Because David will get you there quicker. So let me tell you how my schedule was. When I first was doing traditional solar, I made sure that I knocked on 100 doors a day. I know that out of those 100 doors, I was going to talk to at least, I was going to have contact, right? Contact at least 20 people. At least 20 people. And I'm talking about getting the door slammed on my face, telling, get out of my yard, that, you know, unleashing a pit bull on me, right? So I can run away from him, right? That's counted as a contact. Now, after that contact, I know that I was going to get half of that so I can talk to, right? So what do I mean by talk to? That means that I engage in a conversation with that individual, right? Or with that, you know, that homeowner. So I know that also I had to count my renters, okay? So remember, not every door, and those of you that are using Sales Rabbit out there, great tool that you can use. Sales Rabbit is amazing. That's what I used, right? But sometimes Sales Rabbit won't be accurate, okay? It'll say that it's a renter, but the home was just sold, you know, a month ago, and it's not going to populate. So, you know, I will always take that into effect. So normally I will knock on 100 doors. Those 100 doors, team, I was focused. I was always laser focused. I try to knock them between 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay? Between 2.5 to 3 hours, because I knew that if I got to my 100, that means that I had my 20 contacts, that transitioned to my 5 to 10 appointments that I wanted to book on a daily basis. Okay? On a daily basis. All right? So are you all following me there? Are you all following me there? Good?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now let me tell you the secret sauce of all of this, okay? Because I know that you're like, okay, but why do we want to book the appointment? Why do we want to do this? It's real simple. This was my pitch when I spoke to the homeowner when I did door-to-door, right? I say, hey, normally I was using Sales Rabbit, so I had the first and last name of the person there. So I call them by their first and last name, right? But for those of you that don't have that tool, you just go up to them and you talk to them. You tell them, hey, listen, hi, how you doing, sir? And David, just role play with me real quick so that way they can see it. Hey, sir, how you doing? Let's say that I just knocked on your door, right? I knocked on your door. Hey, how are you, sir? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm just right in the middle of something. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry to bother you, right? I want you to know my name is Julio, and I'm actually here with a local program, okay, that is helping a lot of the neighbors here in the area eliminate their utility bill that they currently their utility bill that they currently have with the utility company. Okay. Now, first and foremost, sir, I just want to respect your time. And basically, what we're trying to do is see in a way that we can help you, right? So we can educate you on this new program. Do you have a few seconds that I can talk to you?
Sure.
Perfect. So I already got them engaged, right? I already got them engaged. I got them to say sure. Okay. One of the things that I've always saw when I was doing regular or traditional door-to-door sales, right, with solar, is that the setter sometimes confuse what their goal is. Do you know what the goal of that door-to-door rep is?
What's the goal, guys? They should know. They should know this. What's the goal, guys?
What's the goal?
Pique the interest, get the bill, get the appointment.
That's right. That's right. Great job, Chris. Great job. Great job. So that's your job. Your job is not to try to explain solar. Your job is not to try to close the deal once you touch that person. Okay? Remember, I'm talking to the new person, right? I know, David, you're a killer. As soon as you smell blood, you're gonna go for the jugular, right? You're gonna get that deal closed and do what we call it. What is it? A one-touch appointment, right? We only touched the lead once, right? And we got it there close. But if you're setting yourself, if you're doing here, let me take off my glasses. If you are just setting appointments, your job is to do that. Don't try to sell solar, okay? Don't try to over-explain it, because what's going to happen is that all of the crazy questions are going to start popping up. And if you just started in solar, guess what? You're going to have a hard time explaining that. And as soon as they ask you a specific question and they see you that you're stuttering and you're like, all credibility has gone out the window. You have completely lost all your credibility with that homeowner. And guess what you just done? You've made it harder for David, that is the closer, to come behind you and try to close that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they come and they start asking you different questions, all you say is this: hey, listen, Mr. Dominguez, remember, I'm new. Okay, my job is just to book the appointment. I'm new with the company. I wish that I had those questions or the answer to those questions, but that's why I'm setting you up with my solar expert, which is Mr. Ramos, that he's going to come and he's going to educate you on how all of this works. So all of the hard questions that you have, what I would recommend is that you write them down and ask Mr. Ramos, okay, when he comes back and he sits with you. Now, let me tell you, why do you do that? Okay, for those of you that are new here. You know what David likes? Any other closers that are out there that are doing regular, that are here on the call, David, that I just need to know? Any other closers besides you that are here?
Where my closers at? I know Johnny Montes is on here. They might be in the middle of stuff. David Rendon's on here.
So,
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm with the baby at the park. Good to see you guys.
Okay,
Cool.
perfect. So we got David Rendon and we got Johnny Montes. Okay, so you know what both Davids, okay, and Johnny like? When you set up a perfect appointment.
Yes.
You have no idea how much these guys are going to bend over backwards for you when you set up the appointment the right way. And let me tell you why. That means getting the bill, okay? Figuring out what they like to do, right? Remember, don't try to do too much, right? Okay? Sometimes you might not get the bill, right? Right? Because sometimes you might not get the bill, right? But you still get the appointment. Or they're like, oh, I can't access my my app on my phone. I can't access my utility, but I'll have it once the expert comes back, right? You have to set the right expectation. So the door-to-door, that initial touch, right? That setter is going to control the flow of the entire sales process that's going to happen eventually with that homeowner. I have a saying that if you set the appointment right, everything in the house is going to follow suit. If you set the appointment right, everything else is going to follow suit. Why? Because if you set the right expectation from the homeowner and letting them know that you are not the expert right from the get-go, okay? The homeowner understands that, and they're going to value that. And then you have to edify your mentor, right? You have to edify your mentor properly. So if I'm working with David, I'm the person that's setting the appointment. I'm working right now and I'm trying to get Chris to book an appointment, right? So Chris, listen, I just want to let you know that I am not the expert here. When could it be a good day for you so you can sit down and speak to one of my experts? Matter of fact, I have my expert. He's right around the corner. He's here locally. Do you might have some time right now that he can come by and talk to you real quick? Is that okay to you and your wife?
You can't just explain it to me right now. I don't really have much time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So what I'm going to do, because remember, I am not the expert. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my mentor, Mr. Ramos. He's going to come over, okay? And he's going to explain that to you and your wife together. Now, let me let you know beforehand, Mr. Ramos is a very, very busy individual, okay? Because he's helping thousands of families unplug from the dirty matrix, okay? So please just ask all the questions that you have to him, okay? Remember, I'm fairly new at this, right? So I don't want to give you the wrong information. I want to make sure that you get 100% of the information that you're asking for answered by a top expert. He's been doing solar for many, many years, and he's helped many, many thousands family go solar. Is that okay with you? For him to see you now?
Yeah, I can respect that. Do you have anything available after 7 when my wife gets home?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We can do 7 o'clock. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Perfect. And if you don't mind, do you happen to have your bill handy there? So that way I can send that to Mr. Ramos. So that way when he comes and he sits down with you, he's able to do a better analysis of your electricity needs.
Yeah, you know what? Give me 1 second. Yep, I got it right here.
All right, here, let me take a quick picture. Thank you so much. Click, click. Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Dominguez. I'll see you at 7, okay? All right. And Mr. Ramos is actually on a red pickup truck. So as soon as you see the red pickup truck outside, you know that that's going to be him. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Bye-bye. That's how you set up the appointment, guys. Okay. Then what, and ladies. So what you want to do is obviously, David, once you have them set up the appointment, do you have them go back with you and shadow you, or they're done? What do
They
you
have
do?
the option to. Sometimes
so-
if people are learning to close their own deals, they have the option to.
Okay, so if you are going back, right, to that appointment with David, okay, team, what I want you to do is this. If you're the one that set the appointment, you just make the introduction. Hey, Mr. Dominguez, how are you? Mr. Ramos is here. Like I mentioned to you, he's extremely busy. He's helping, he's helped thousands of families go solar, and he's here just to help you. He's taking time from his busy schedule to just come and help you and your family, okay? Mr. Dominguez, Mr. Ramos, Mr. Ramos, Mr. Dominguez, get out of the way. Your job as a setter, as a mentee, okay? Your job as a mentee is to shut up. I don't care if you have the answer. Do not interrupt the mentor. Do not interrupt the mentor, because if you interrupt the mentor, you have completely removed all of his credibility from the presentation. Okay? And listen, I know I had to do that. Sometimes I had the answer, but out of respect for my mentor, I didn't say anything. Because remember, you are just there to learn. You already told the homeowner that you're there to learn, right? Okay? So remember, 100 doors, right, is going to get you at least 20 contacts. Out of those 20 contacts, you should book anywhere between 5 to 10 appointments, right? And in addition to that, do not, and I repeat, do not try to sell that client, okay? Your job is to make the perfect setup, okay, or the perfect appointment, set up the perfect appointment for your mentor. Because as soon as your mentor comes in and he sees that you have everything lined up and everything is ready to go, guess what? Guess what's going to happen in that deal? You're going to be like, oh my goodness, did we just close this deal? Yes, the deal was closed, but it was because the way that you set it up. Now, let's turn that all the way around. If you didn't do the right thing and you told David, hey, David, I got an appointment at 7, but you don't have an appointment at 7. David shows up and then he goes to the house and he knocks on the door. He's like, hey, yeah, we're here. We have an appointment at 7 o'clock. And the homeowner's like, I don't know. We had an appointment. Do you think David's going to want to work with you? No. Okay. Do you think David's going to take you serious? Okay. No, right? So I'm going to share with you this fun fact. You know what a true solar professional time's worth per hour? You know how much money we get paid on average? We get paid between $1,000 to $2,000 per hour. Okay? That's what we get paid. Because remember, our average deal is 7 to 10,000, right? And we normally are sitting down with a homeowner. Tops 1 hour. If they're complicated, maybe 2 hours, right? Wouldn't you agree? Right? If they're complicated, David, right? So you have to respect that time. And David is going to teach you and show you so that way you're able to be the best that you can be, and you can have the best success possible. Because remember, it's not if you're going to get this done, it's when you're going to get this done. Okay.
Mhm.
So going back to what I was saying, right? Because I want to make sure that I cover just the basic stuff. 100 doors that you got to knock, right? If you want to have this results, right? If you want to have this results, if you want to book 2 to 5 appointments, then knock on 50 doors, right? Okay. So 100 doors are at least going to get you 20 contacts. Out of those 20 contacts, you should book no less than 5 to 10 appointments, right? If you're having a challenge with that, then talk to David. He'll help you. Okay. Talk to the other David as well, or talk to Johnny. They'll help you, right? Okay. And in addition to this, also, team, you have to understand that, first of all, drink a lot of water. Okay. Drink a lot of water. If you're out there hustling, drink a lot of water, because it gets really, really hot. Okay. It gets really, really hot. And then also be aware of your surroundings. When you're knocking on that door, when you're making that first touch with that homeowner, right? That you're seeing them, just tell them, hey, give them an honest compliment. Hi, Mrs. Dominguez. I love the way you have your yard laid out, right? Hey, Mr. Dominguez, I like the truck, man. Wow, I see that. You're a Lakers fan? Awesome, man. Go Lakers. Give them a little honest compliment. Remember, you're there to connect with them first, and then go into your pitch. And obviously, always smile, always with a smile. Don't knock on the door and they'll be like, and turn around. No, be in a visible area. And then I would recommend for you to be, give or take, 5 to 10 feet away from the door so they can see you, and smile. And then whenever you're talking to them, always with a smile and always nodding yes. Because subconsciously, what you're telling the homeowner is to tell you yes. All right. Cool. Awesome,
Yeah.
brother. Awesome. So I'll open it up for questions real quick if anyone has a specific question, and then I'll turn it over to you, my brother.
Yeah, bro. You know what? Real quick too, before you guys have questions, Julio, we are at 12:30, so I don't know
Yep.
how much time you still have left here.
Yep.
Are
Yeah,
you
we
good?
can do 5 more minutes. Yeah, we can do 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool. So, guys, first of all, let's clap it up for our boy spitting some fire, huh? Let's go. Julio bringing the heat. Guys, we have 5 precious minutes. Jump in for some questions. Who's got some?
Got a question. Thing is great. Hey, Julio, can you share the pitch with us? Is there a way you can do that on the
Yeah,
group chat?
absolutely, brother. Here, let me bring that up. Hold on.
Thanks, man. I like how it's short and simple, right? So that's good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Here, let me see. Let me bring that up. Let me go into my notes because I have that here.
That's it, man. Thanks again.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you, George. I appreciate that. So listen to the pitch. Okay. So I tell them, hi, Mr. Customer. My name is Julio. I'm working with a program with your local county that is helping your neighbors eliminate their electric bill. It's a complimentary program that helps you as a homeowner eliminate your electric bill by switching to zero down solar. If you qualify, we might be able to have some additional incentives for you, including a vacation of your choosing, right? Okay. And also a security system that might be available for you. When is a good time today so we can schedule an appointment so you can speak with one of our experts about getting a free energy savings analysis? Okay.
Great, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really, really simple. Remember, what you're trying to do is, obviously, when you begin with a homeowner, right? When you first talk to them, you want to begin with an icebreaker, like I mentioned to you before, and then you go to your pitch. And listen, there's not the perfect pitch out there. You know what's the perfect pitch? The pitch that works for you. Okay.
Mhm.
So take what David says, take what Johnny says, take what JC says, right? And pick the best things out of each one and then mold it into your own. Okay. And make that work for you. Now, if you like David's style better, then just go with David's style and see if that works, and just practice it and practice it and practice it until you know it by heart. Okay. And then right from the get-go, you go into it, right? And then add your own persona to it. Now, remember, I haven't door knocked in about 3 years now, 2-3 years. I've been doing everything through Zoom, but we're going to leave that for another training, David, right? Okay. Because it's the door to door. All right. But that will be the next step as you see. Okay. All right. Great stuff, George. Anybody else?
Julio, I have a question for you, bro.
Yeah,
If you
brother.
had one piece of advice, just one piece, the most important piece of advice for someone getting into solar and door to door, what is it?
Great question. Great question. Let me see. Door to door, solar. If you do it right, it will be the last thing you do. Okay? If you do it right. Why do I say that? Because of the income potential that's here, especially with our company. Once you do this the right way, trust me, you'll never have to build another company again. Okay? Because if you want to just door to door, you can do door to door. But this company gives you the legal option where the computer here promotes you. Okay? If you hit your numbers, the computer's automatically going to promote you. There's no politics here. And that's what I love about Wences and JC. Okay? There's no politics involved. You have the legal right to recruit as many people as you want, to knock on as many doors you want, to help as many homeowners as you want, okay? And to write your own check. If you want to make $10,000 this week, you can do it. If you want to write $50,000 this week, you can do it. Listen, I remember I helped one guy come on board, right, with the former company that we were with, and he had no sales experience. You know what was his first deal, his first commission check? Do you have any idea? Can anyone throw a number? First commission.
10 grand.
10 grand. Okay, Chris. Anybody else? I'll take two more.
15 grand.
15 grand. Okay, Anthony. Okay. Anybody else? Take the last one. His commission check or our commission check was almost $45,000. First deal. First deal. So you tell me if this is worth it or not. But again, you have to do it right. And the best advice, brother, I'll be honest with you, it will be this one. There are no shortcuts in solar. There are no shortcuts in solar. You can't shortcut it here, man. Because solar, if you don't know what you're doing, will eat you and chew you and spit you out and eat you up again and do it all over again. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing in solar, you better keep your mouth shut. Okay? And learn from the amazing mentors that we have in this company.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah,
That's
Julio,
what-
that's so great, bro. Because the thing is, and I don't know if there's anyone on this call, because let's be honest, these are the guys and the women that are willing to put in the work, willing to face the adversity, willing to be, door knockers and to go earn their keep. But there's a lot of people in this industry, Julio, you know this, that they want to buy a bunch of leads, they want to plug and play and say, oh, I'm going to take the easy way out, and I'm
Yep.
going to echo exactly what you just said, guys. There are no shortcuts in this industry. There are absolutely no shortcuts in this industry, and there's no getting lucky. There's no, oh, that guy's much better, he can do it, but I can't do it. At the end of the day, it's all about hard work, dedication, and being committed to your craft. And the one thing I'll say about Julio, as he's ending his time here, is that you can see and you can feel his conviction, right? Who's with me on that? By the way, if you've got any value from today's training with Julio, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Shout out your boy. Go ahead and come off mute and be like, let's go. Right?
Let's
Because that's what I need on a
go.
Friday, baby.
Let's
go,
go.
man. That's
Awesome,
what I
brother.
needed on this Friday. I need a good dose of Julio at least once a week. That's what I know. So
Hey, brother,
selfishly,
listen,
yeah,
brother,
bro.
you can count on me. I'm more than willing to help. Like I mentioned to you, if you need me, if any of you guys need me, I'm here. I'm available. I've also, even though I'm more on the virtual side and also the MLM side of the company, right? That's what I'm passionate about also is the door to door, because it's where I began my solar career, right? It taught me everything as far as the what I call it, the special forces of solar, which are the troops, you know, the Navy SEALs that are out there knocking on doors that are making
Right.
things happen, the movers and shakers. So, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
David, again, I'm here for the team, for the availability of the team. Anything you need, please let me know. Feel free to reach out. I'm here to help everybody. All right. And
Thank you
so
for
much
that. If you
giving
guys
me the
need help
time
with
and the
anything,
pleasure of helping everybody.
feel free to reach out to Julio. He's also an amazing closer, so shoot some leads his way if you guys got leads to close for him as well. And yeah, I mean that sentiment is so close to my heart, bro, because it's not just oh you can't fake it and there's no shortcuts. It's also the message is this. It's if and when you put in the hard work, that hard work always pays off and it always comes through. So
Yeah.
thank you for this message today, Julio. It's exactly what
Absolutely,
we
brother.
needed.
Thank you so
I
much. And you know, the
appreciate you.
best thing, David, is that once you know how to do it, it just becomes second nature, man. You do it
That's
on your
what I'm saying.
street.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's so easy, team. It's just you have to do your time. You have to do your time. You know, so remember, you know, like what you mentioned, there are no shortcuts in solar. That's the best one. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guys, I have to get off. I got to get on the meeting now that I had a hard jump off at 3:30, but I want to make sure that I gave you guys and David all of my energy in that time. And hey, listen, we can always do this again. All right. And we can
Sounds
elaborate.
good.
All right.
Thank you,
so
Julio.
much,
I
guys.
appreciate you. Thank you
David.
very
Thank you,
much.
David, for having me.
Everybody stay on the line. We're going to finish up, but
All
thank you,
right.
Julio. Have a
Just
good rest
build
of
it,
your
baby.
day.
Just build it.
Thanks, guys. Oh, man. How about that, huh? How about that? Did you guys find any value from that?
Yeah, that was fire. Thank you.
That was fire. What are some little quick hits, some quick takeaways from that quick training? Anybody?
Yeah, this is Anthony. Thank you, David, for the training. Some of the things I took away, you talk about the consistency of $100 a day, trying to get at least 20 contacts and look to book 5 to 10 appointments, right, a day. That's the consistency every day. I went out the other day, my lady and I went out, and we had this lady that told us we should be ashamed of ourselves knocking on doors. You know, she told us a scam, and we were just like trying to talk her, realized it wasn't going, and we just kept it moving. We brushed it off. So, you know, I rather put the work in, so I know the results are going to be coming. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but it was great
Yeah.
training. I just learned the consistency every day. We were just trying to figure out a number, how many doors we want to hit per person, because we do it together. So we just got a new number now, which is gonna be 100 a day, and then look to get that 20 contacts at minimum and take it from there. So I appreciated that. Thank you, guys.
Great stuff. Yeah, great stuff, Anthony. Yeah, it's all about consistency, guys. It's all about putting in the work, right? But what you also notice with Julio is there's no weakness. There's no chink in his armor, right? He's like, hey, listen, it's very important. I get it. I know, but I'm not the specialist. I got to get my guy. It's not just what he says. It's the way that he says it. It's the passion and conviction with which he speaks that doesn't allow for any chink in his chain, so to speak, right? Like there's no weakness for a homeowner to exploit, right? Like he's so confident with the way that he pitches, and that's the way that because it's not just what you say, guys, but it's the way that you say it, and that's what comes up for me with listening to Julio. We'll take a couple more shares and we'll keep this party rolling. What else did you guys take from Julio's training?
I
like to go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, at the beginning of the call, he said, you know, shut up and pay attention. You know, leave your ego at the door. Effectively, is what he said. And you know, even if you have success in another industry, right? Even if you're making money in another industry, you got to be humble enough to follow what your mentor is saying. And even though it felt like he had the answer when he was a setter and doing door knocking, he shut up and let his mentor do the hard work, right? And the work of closing and presenting the actual solar proposal. So that's something I took away. I like talking a lot, and I got a bit of an ego,
Yep.
and I think I could, you know, talk to anyone. I got a little gift to gab, so I got going to get out of the way and let the mentor do the work.
Yeah, and it comes down to trust, right? Because this happens a lot when you start to elevate and become a manager or you're leading teams and things like that. It's like you got to be willing and able to delegate, right? And you have a job and the closer has a job, right? And so it's like dishing it to your teammate and just trusting that they have the capabilities to bring it home. So yeah, I love that. I love that. A lot of times I think, especially as a lead setter, it's kind of like it's not just an ego hit, which it can be, which is like, oh, I don't know everything, but it's also like you don't want to seem unprofessional, but like what I get from Julio is like, dude, you got to remember that it is specifically your job to get out of the way and just alley-oop to the specialist. So I'm glad that he brought that point home because it's something that Johnny and David and Lewis and I talk about all the time. It's, don't interrupt, don't get in the middle of the flow of the closer. This is like if I'm with Johnny and he's closing a Spanish deal because I don't speak Spanish, I'm not going to get involved and try to undermine what he's saying. It's like I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to let him run, right? Like if I'm knocking doors with David Rendon, I'm not going to interrupt in the middle of something. It's like, oh yeah, actually you should say this instead. It's like, hey, I'm going to elevate my teammate and I'm going to give the homeowner the confidence that they can trust us to do business with us, right? So good stuff. One more share, guys. One more share.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to add to what Chris was saying is, be humble or get humbled, right? So I think just the fact that we all need to get out there and get on the doors, man. I think it's none of us are too good to do that. I think it's great. I think the more we help homeowners, the more it's going to come back to us 10x. So I thought that was a takeaway I had.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. Do things for the right reasons. When you do things for others, you're blessed as well. 100%, Brad. So great sentiment, man. What a good training. I was really excited to get him in on my session for today. He had that other meeting, so I kind of ran things backwards today. Usually we have our normal flow and then we get into training, but I figured we would do our training first and then finish off with the rest of our normal flow. So let's hop into the rest of it and then we'll finish off for the day and we'll get everybody ready for the weekend. So cool. All right, guys, let's get into our wins for the day. Real quick, we have about 10 minutes left on this call. Oh, we have more than that, about 10, 13 minutes left on this call. So what are we celebrating, guys? What are any wins, sales, appointments, leads, recruits, leads set, or installs? Anybody on this call?
Hey, what's up, David? I guess I'll go first. So yesterday I got 19 points. That's the most points I've gotten so far in the 8-point system.
Let's go.
So I'm trying to get that consistently above 8, and ultimately I want to start turning those points into actual sales. And so yesterday I actually got another affiliate that joined up. This is somebody that I was prospecting through LinkedIn. So I think I mentioned this on another call, but people on LinkedIn, a lot of times if they're open to a new job, they post it on their page. It shows their resume and it says open to work. So I reached out to somebody on LinkedIn and I basically prospected him. I got him on, Tuesday's opportunity call, and I followed up with him yesterday. He joined as an affiliate. He wants to be a builder, but he won't be getting paid for another 2 weeks. So I told him, hey, lock your spot in. Let's get on the trainings early. Let's get a game plan interview going. That way you can have a running start by the time you get your membership paid for. So I got a new affiliate, did 2 more presentations yesterday with another one of my affiliates. He wants to recruit his dad. And yeah, those are my wins.
Let's go. Clap it up. Come on, me and clap it up real quick for Chris. Let's go, baby. Keep building that team over there, Chris. Keep doing your thing, man. Kyrie, let's go to you real quick. Let's keep moving.
Hey, can you hear me clearly? I'm out in New York City, so I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. I'll be quick. Okay, let's see. From my post that's still gaining a lot of traction, I got a brand new appointment. And the wife who actually checked in with my post, she's actually looking to be a builder, but she wanted to actually be a guinea pig of the system. So her and her husband, they're actually, we have an appointment set. And I also got 2 more appointments set from calling back some of my old customers from 5 years ago, referrals. I'm strong on referrals. And one gentleman who had a challenge with getting his tax credits and so forth. So I sent him the link, and he's an older gentleman, so he had his granddaughter call me. So I gave her the information, and I asked her, she and her husband went solar yet? And they said no. They live in Georgia, so we actually have another. That appointment is also set for Monday. So yeah, so 3 appointments are set. I said 1 from the post, the other one from calling old customers and, just looking to hit my 100 dials a day. So that's where it's at for me right now. And I'm just on lunch and jumped in on this training. Thank you.
Let's go. I also see you out at the Starbucks out there. How about 3 claps for our boy Kyrie on 3? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Setting those appointments and making it happen. Let's cash them in, baby. Let's get them locked in. Let's go. Who else? What are we
Anthony.
celebrating, team?
So I got been speaking to realtors every day. I speak to reach out to 25 realtors. Made a few contacts with them. A couple interested. None have signed up yet. I got an affiliate early this morning. Someone signed up. They seen one of my online ads I had, and they responded. They signed up as an affiliate. So I reached out to them, and they're going to be upgrading shortly, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks. And so I've been getting on the doors, but I'm going to be adding this training today. What I learned to make sure that I hit 100 doors a day, and look to get those numbers to really improve.
Listen, I'll tell you guys something. If you guys literally put in the work, you can have the worst pitch of all time. You can be like, hey, you guys want solar? Hey, you guys want solar? Hey, you guys want solar? And if you knock 100 doors, you don't think you're gonna get lucky and fall into someone's lap and be like, hey, yeah, like I've been looking, how did you know? Right? Like sometimes we overcomplicate this, right? Sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, I didn't say the right thing at the right time, or I didn't use the art technique, or I didn't do what David said during the training. Oh, I'm overwhelming myself, right? It's like, dude, just go out and mess it up. Go out, and I guarantee you knock 100 doors a day for 5 days in a row, you'll come back and you know your pitch. Ask Johnny Montes why he knows his pitch, because he's done it thousands of times. Ask Mark Stewart why he knows his pitch forwards and backwards. It's because he's done it 1,000 times. He hasn't had 1,000 hours worth of training where he sits down and reads a book. Excuse me. Sorry if that's offensive, right? But you're going to learn so much more by doing the work. We talk about it all the time, right? We can train till we're blue in the face, but let's go out and let's do the work this weekend. If you actually hit those 100 doors a day, what that's going to look like, sheesh. Who just posted something? Working works, Johnny Montes, you're right. What's up, Avi? What's happening? So, okay, good. Let's do, actually, I'll share a couple wins from my end. I did have an install go in earlier in the week, and I got paid today because it's Friday. Shout out to all my people getting paid today. Hopefully you got paid because it's Friday, right? So how about the who's got money in the bank for me on 3? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Who's got money in the bank?
For me?
Dave's got money in the bank. Let's go. Any other sales? Anything we're missing? Anything we're leaving out, boys or girls?
Oh yeah, I got 2 new builders.
2 new builders. 2 quick claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, baby. Let's keep this moving. Announcements: Mentor Factory 10/18. I don't know if you guys realize that, but that's only in about a month. It sounds like October 18th is like next year, but it's like in like 4 weeks. So keep an eye on that. I'm also putting together with some of the boys down here in SoCal a blitz in the Inland Empire. Yes, on Halloween. Let's go. Halloween is a great time to go out and blitz to get as much action as we can going into the holiday season. So I want to put together a 7 to 10 day blitz at the end of the month in October. So for those of you that are out of town, if you're able to swing it, kind of put something tentatively in your calendar for the end of the month and then into the beginning of the month in November, so that we can build a lot of momentum going into the holiday season and into the winter where it could get a little bit slow. So keep an eye out for some more details coming out from that. But I'm thinking maybe 8 to 10 people could fit into the Airbnb that I'm looking into in Riverside. So we'll probably hit like Redlands, San Bernardino, Riverside area, Fontana, Pomona, maybe. So for those of you that are into it, I'm going to talk to JC and see if BYLD is willing to cover a portion of it. It might be a pay to play kind of thing, but keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks from me and some of the other facilitators to learn a little bit more about that blitz, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Hey, Shannon, do you have something?
Yeah. in regards to door knocking, I did attempt to go door knock today and I chickened out, but I'm going back when I get off this call. I just could not get out of the car and I drove around the neighborhood for like 15 minutes. But anyway, I'm gonna go back. But has anyone ever door knocked on a Sunday, or do you advise not to go like on a Sunday afternoon?
Sunday's great.
Okay,
Sunday's a
all
great
right.
day to knock doors.
Okay,
People are
all right.
home. People are gonna answer their door. Football just started, so it's kind of a fun time. People are barbecuing, drinking, like, hey, what's going on back there? Just be a human. It's easier to break preoccupation and break the ice. Um, I'll say this to you, Shannon, and to everybody on this call. It's time to stop thinking as much and start doing. Don't plan and think your way out of it. Like, think your way into it, right? And start just doing it. And if you notice that something's not working, then make an adjustment, right? But my advice to you, Shannon, just jump into it and just try it.
I'm going back. I'm determined to go back. I'm going back.
Let's
So
go.
as soon as this is over, I'm going back. So yeah.
I'm telling you, if you
Yeah.
make the commitment to knock on 100 doors and
Yeah.
you do that for 4 or 5 days in a row, like, it sounds like it's a lot, but it's really not that much.
Right.
You can knock 20 doors in an hour, so let's say 4 hours or so, you're close to 100 doors. Just pace yourself. And if you did that for like 4 or 5 days, you would be a completely different person like a week from
Okay.
today.
All right. One
So
more
just
question about.
yeah,
All
go
right.
for it.
I appreciate one more quick question. So is it bad to have the approach? So there's only it's a decent sized neighborhood and it's right in the town I grew up in. And there's only 3 houses in this whole area that they have solar. So is it a bad pitch to go into is saying, I'm just talking with homeowners and getting their feeling on solar? I noticed there's not, or to bring that up and then bring them into the conversation, or don't even acknowledge, don't say, oh, I'm just chatting with the neighbors, getting their opinions on solar. Is that like a bad pitch to say?
I wouldn't necessarily get opinions on solar. I would be like, hey, the reason why I'm here is because there's a lot of people in the area that are doing the solar. You might have seen them down the road. The reason why they're doing it is because bills are really high or whatever you want to leverage, right? The reason why they're doing it is because there's rolling blackouts, right? So what we're doing is, we're, like Julio said, we're seeing which homes can qualify for a program where it helps you
Okay.
to shift that into a lower bill where you produce
right.
power on site through a solar program. Not everybody can qualify and whatever else, right? Because then we're getting into this part, right? If you guys noticed, Julio does this as well. He may not use the same words, right? But he breaks preoccupation. He calls it an icebreaker, right? He creates a problem or creates interest and emotional response. He's like, hey, we're here because we're talking with all the homeowners, right? And so the program's a little different. What it is it's a solution, which is to provide solar on site so you can produce power on site. You don't have to buy power from the utility, but not everybody can qualify, right? Which is why what I have to do is I have to have my expert come out and he'll show you exactly what that looks like. When's a good time of the day, in the morning or the evening, and then you go in and close it. It's like Julio does the 6-step process. All right, Kyrie, see it. So Julio does the six-step process, right? It's just that it looks a little bit different.
Hey, David and Shannon, can I just add to that? I know, Shannon, you said you were in the car for like 15 minutes driving around the neighborhood in your head. And
Yeah.
so, I think we all face that. It's like we're all afraid of rejection. And, actually the rejection is what's going to take us to the next level, And, instead of being rejected by homeowners, you're rejecting yourself in the car. So instead of actually taking a swing at the plate, you're striking out before you even step up to the plate. So I do that as well. So and I started doing something that for me sounded like it'd be easier, just calling friends and family. But I'm with you there. You're not alone. And like David said, you can really change your mindset by going through and getting the reps in. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going back. I'm determined. And now I'm accountable because I just told all of you I'm going back. So I don't have a choice.
Good.
So yeah.
Post a picture in the
Okay.
group when
All
you're
right.
out there.
All right. Okay.
And then I know this has been a really jam-packed training. And I want to pause for a second. Okay, everyone catch their breath. Take a deep breath. Okay, because there's been a lot. We've been going, but I want to get regrounded again. Okay, because what's important here is to have the right mentality. we train, and we do everything to put us in a position to win. Shannon and everybody else, let me relieve you guys of a little bit of stress. I give you permission to get told no. Okay. Our job, Shannon and everybody, is not, we don't get paid for the yeses. We get paid for the no's. And if you're looking for the no's, it's not a surprise when you get one. Oh, great. I got my first no out of the way. Oh, cool. I got 3 more no's. Great. I only need 2 more people to talk to you in order to find the yeses. Right? Like, if you guys follow Michael O'Donnell, I think, Shannon, I think you said he might be following on IG. He's
Yeah,
one of
he's
the
got a
best door
book no
knockers
matter
ever.
what. He's got a book
He
no
said-
matter what.
He says, I'm trying to get a no. Even after he gets a signed deal, he cannot go home until he gets 1 more no. Right? That's what Michael O'Donnell does. So I liberate you guys. I give you permission. I free you of the idea that everybody's got to say yes. Right? Great. You said no. Awesome. I can take that. Moving on to the next house. Chris said something a little earlier that was kind of generic for everyone. He was like, well, we're all afraid of rejection. I'll tell you something. I'm actually not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Right? And that's the shift. It's the embracing of the challenge, embracing in the no, embracing in the rejection. That's what we get paid for. That's what we get paid $3,500 a sale. Are you serious? If the rejection wasn't part of it, why would you be getting paid that much? Right? I'm glad that this is hard. I'm glad that we get no's. I'm glad that we're getting doors slammed in our face, because that means that I will continue to get paid handsomely. Because if it was easy, I'll be getting paid $12 an hour. Right? But the fact that it's difficult is what provides so much value. Right? So we're a little bit over on our time today. I'm so glad that we were able to get connected. Guys, the best thing that you can do to pay this forward is go make some money. Okay. And if you guys are, if you found value in this, please go into the WhatsApp, into the main chat would be great, so we can attract a lot of people. I'm going to keep bringing in guest speakers like Julio and other experts in on my particular sessions on these Fridays to add more value. And if you do appreciate and you do thank me and you do have value, do me a favor. Go sell some jobs. Go out there, set some leads, send them my way if you need me to close them. Send them to Brad, send them to David Rendon, send them to Johnny, send them to anybody else that can close these deals, and let's make some money. Okay. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you guys' time. Let me know how I can help. Let me know if you need me to close anything. Have a good weekend. Talk soon.
Let's go.
Thanks,
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Let's go.
See ya.
Good job, Dave.
Recording stopped.